In this video, we'll reveal 7 countries that just turned their backs on American tourists in 2025, why it's happening now, and how this collapse could reshape global travel forever. Some of these will shock you, and what comes near the end may completely change the way you see global tourism. Canada. For decades, Canada was America's closest travel partner. No passport was stamped more often than the one heading north across that border. But in 2025, the relationship has cooled. Border crossings are slowing to a crawl. Visa scrutiny is rising, and Canadian officials are quietly warning about what they call an unsustainable wave of U.S. visitors. In 2024, nearly 16 million Americans visited Canada. Yet in 2025, approvals are already down by 22%, a dramatic reversal caused by stricter checks and new border policies. Polls show 58% of Canadians now favor tighter travel restrictions on U.S. citizens, citing political tensions, gun violence, and healthcare differences. Even cultural protests spilling over from the United States have fueled growing unease. It's a wake-up call. For Americans, Canada was supposed to be the easy, friendly getaway, but the welcome mat is slowly being rolled back. Japan. For years, Japan stood as a dream destination for millions of Americans. Tokyo, Kyoto, cherry blossoms, sushi, anime. It was almost a rite of passage for U.S. travelers. But in 2025, Japan's door isn't as open as it used to be. In 2019, more than 1.7 million Americans visited Japan. Yet, in just the first quarter of 2025, restrictions and reduced visa quotas have slashed that number by 40%. Japanese officials insist it's about sustainability, not hostility. But a national survey reveals another side of the story. 62% of Japanese residents now feel overwhelmed by overtourism, especially in cultural hotspots like Kyoto. For Americans, the timing couldn't be worse. A stronger yen has made vacations more expensive. Stricter cultural respect rules are now enforced. Tourists caught misbehaving face heavy fines. And rising geopolitical tensions between Washington and Tokyo add another layer of friction. The dream trip is still possible, but it's harder, costlier, and less certain than ever. Mexico. For decades, Mexico was America's #1 escape. Sun, sand, tacos, tequila, and cheap flights. A country where U.S. spring breakers and retirees felt at home. But 2025 is shifting the narrative. In Cancun and Tulum, airports reported a 30% decline in American arrivals this year. The reasons? A mix of new tourist taxes, rising safety concerns, and growing frustration from locals. Mexican officials recently announced plans to limit tourist permits in popular coastal regions, citing environmental damage and the chaos of party tourism. And behind the policy lies resentment. Locals say Americans treat Mexico like a playground, while ignoring the real challenges communities face, from inflation to crime. Once the symbol of easy travel, Mexico is tightening its grip, and the message is clear: respect the culture, or don't come at all. And if you think Canada, Japan, and Mexico pulling away is surprising, wait until you see the countries coming next. The biggest shocks are still ahead. France. For generations, France was at the top of the American traveler's bucket list. Paris, Provence, the Riviera. Romance itself seemed to live there. But in 2025, the French welcome is wearing thin. According to the French Tourism Ministry, American hotel bookings have dropped 27% compared to last year, the steepest fall of any nationality. In Paris and Marseille, anti-tourism protests have spilled into the streets. Protesters wave signs demanding a tourist cap, and lawmakers are now drafting policies aimed directly at limiting non-EU visitors. The resentment is cultural as much as practical. Many Parisians say their city feels overrun. Paris is not Disneyland, one protester declared, and Americans, with their high numbers and big spending, are often blamed first. The glamour of France remains, but for U.S. travelers, the red carpet is quickly being rolled up. Thailand. Thailand once called itself the Land of Smiles, marketed as a cheap, easy paradise for backpackers and beach lovers. But in 2025, the smiles are fading for many American tourists. The government recently introduced a $250 sustainability tax on long-haul travelers, a direct hit on U.S. visitors flying halfway around the world. Tourism officials also revealed a 35% decline in American arrivals compared to pre-pandemic levels, citing stricter visa extensions, higher costs, and growing safety concerns. For locals, frustration has boiled over. From drunken backpacker parties to environmental destruction of fragile islands, many say American visitors have done more harm than good. Thailand's new message is sharp and unapologetic. They want wealthier, longer-term visitors, not short-term partiers chasing Instagram photos. Italy. Italy's streets, from Rome to Venice, have long overflowed with American tourists chasing La Dolce Vita. But in 2025, Italians are saying, enough is enough. Venice, drowning under tourist crowds, rolled out a strict daily entry fee. Americans who made up nearly 15% of all Venice visitors in 2024 are now staying away in droves. And in Rome, a city council report revealed something even more striking. 70% of locals blame American mass tourism for rising rents, overcrowding, and the erosion of local life. The romantic vision of Italy is colliding with an uncomfortable reality. For Italians, daily life has become unaffordable, streets are clogged, and locals feel displaced. The selfie stick tourists may not see it, but the pushback is growing louder every day. United Arab Emirates. Perhaps the most shocking of all the UAE, home to Dubai and Abu Dhabi. For years, it was a playground for wealthy Americans. Skyscrapers, luxury malls, desert safaris. But in 2025, the doors are closing. The UAE has reduced U.S. multiple entry visas by 40%, citing security concerns and over-reliance on Western travelers. Meanwhile, American spending in Dubai malls has dropped by $600 million year over year. Who replaced them? Tourists from Russia, China, and the Gulf. It's a strategic pivot. For the UAE, Americans are no longer the VIPs they once were. Instead, the country is building new alliances and courting wealth from Asia and the Middle East. The message is unmistakable. U.S. travelers aren't essential anymore. So, there you have it. 7 countries that in 2025 turned their backs on American tourists. From Canada to the UAE, the signals are clear. Global travel is shifting, and Americans are no longer guaranteed a red carpet welcome. If this shocked you, it's only the beginning. More nations are already drafting similar restrictions, and your next vacation may not be as open as you think. The world is changing, fast, and U.S. travelers may need to rethink where they stand in it. If you found this eye-opening, hit subscribe, because the travel map is being redrawn before our eyes, and will keep you ahead of the curve with stories no one else is telling. Don't stop here. Watch our next video on Americans are leaving the U.S. for Canada in 2025.